Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. Folks, it's going to be a fight to the finish in the desert tonight, and the loser is going to be pushed to the brink in the Pac-10 Rose Bowl race. It is wild in the Pac-10. By far, the best conference race left. Oregon and Arizona start tonight, and they control their own fate. Oregon State still in the thick of things, as is Stanford. As we welcome you to Saturday Night Football on ABC. For Kirk Street, I'm Brett Musburger. Thanks for joining us. And Kirk, it is something special about making the Rose Bowl.
Well, if you're from Big Ten country or, of course, from the Pac-10, this is as big as it gets. You get to the third weekend in November, you still control your own destiny to ultimately get to the big one. For these players and these coaches, it's just about locking in and trying to focus on the task at hand, and that's trying to win a game tonight.
What a beautiful night to be a sideline reporter. Here we are in November. Temperature right now is 62 degrees in the desert. Sellout crowd. And let's go down to Lisa Salters on that sideline with Arizona coach Mike Stoops.
Thank you, Brent. Mike, if you win out, Arizona goes to the Rose Bowl for the first time in school history. With all of that on the line, how do you get your guys to forget about the big picture and just focus in on what they have to do to win tonight?
Well, I think it's pretty simple. You just look at Oregon across the board. It's a very dynamic team. We're going to have to play a very disciplined game on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Special teams, got to play a full 60 minutes. We're going to play smart and hopefully put on a great show for y'all tonight.
You said it, Oregon, a very dynamic team. They've got probably one of the hottest offenses in the country right now. What do you guys have to do to slow down their dual-threat quarterback, Jeremiah Masoli?
Well, I think the offense has to manage the clock a little bit. We have to go on some drives, score touchdowns, try to take some of the momentum out of the game, and then come up with some big stops on third down.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
On the other side, Coach Chip Kelly. First season, had to replace Mike Malloy, trying to keep his sideline clean. 8-2 overall, but 6-1 in the Pac-10, the only team with only one loss. John Bonanno has the ball on the tee for the Wildcats. Wilbur's ready. That's a beautiful kickoff, and that's Barner out to the 26-yard line, and coming out now is a young man, Jeremiah Masoli, who is so dangerous whether he runs or passes.
Yeah, I think that's what makes him fit into this offense so well. It's a complex system. They want to spread you out, run the option, throw the football. Chip Kelly wants a quarterback who has the ability to run. So that's exactly what he has in Masoli. And Masoli's playing with so much confidence coming into this game.
Ricky Elmore in the defensive front, ready to get down. There's the familiar 4-3 of the Stoops brothers. There's the read option. Masoli will keep it on the first play from scrimmage of the night. Picked up about 4 yards, make it second down and 6. And Cam Nelson, the senior safety, who has to tackle in space tonight. Defensive coordinator Mark Stoops telling us that.
That's exactly right, and that was a great indication of 20 tonight. Cam Nelson, as you said, not only playing in space, but being responsible. Anytime Masoli keeps the football, he's got to be able to come up and run support for Mark Stoops and make plays.
Masoli's first pass down the near side, receiver, there's interference. The field judge had the call, working on the near sideline.
Well, the ball was in the air, and Devin Ross laid DJ Davis out. It's a little hook and go.
Pass interference. Defense, number 6. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And they're trying to catch Ross cheating. He did a little hitch and go early in this game to take advantage of this enthusiastic crowd and an energetic defense. Ball's in the air. Once the ball's in the air, you cannot knock the receiver down. How about the pressure right here? Elmore, who you just talked about, Brent, getting in there very quickly, and that's what you have to do is somehow pressure Masoli with quick penetration.
You saw Stoops signal that he didn't think the ball was catchable anyhow. Now Masoli off a play action rolls to the right, and he's in trouble. Incomplete. A great opening defensive stand by the Wildcats.
An outstanding defensive effort here. You can see the play action went to the left to try to hold the linebackers. They've been on it for a second, but with such great coverage downfield, it allowed those linebackers to chase Masoli down. He had nowhere to go with the football.
2nd and 10. And here comes their great running back, Michael James, exploding. He's closing in on the Pac-10 all-time freshman rushing record.
Brent, look how physical he is here. He runs right through the linebacker's arms, and that's what you have to respect about Masoli. You know, they lost LeGarrette Blount early in the year, more of a power back, but I'll tell you what, at 5'9" and 180 pounds, number 21 doesn't just have quickness and speed. He has shown all year a great deal of toughness.
22 yards on that run for James. Masoli stands tall and short of the first down on that first down pass. Devin Ross, who was defending Tuanay that time. Tuanay, the receiver.
We'll see how this drive ends, but you have to love how Oregon, on a hostile environment, attacking the Arizona defense. It's not, hey, let's weather the storm here on the road in the first series, get the defense out of the field. No, they're attacking Arizona.
2nd and 6. And that time, James did not find the daylight.
Brooks Reed, the defensive end, who has been battling a high ankle sprain most of this year, is finally getting healthy. And Mark Stoops told us this week, the defensive coordinator, he said, right now Elmore has all the numbers, but he probably feels that his most talented defensive lineman is 42. So him being back tonight is very important for Arizona.
Mark recognizing the offensive set and resetting the secondary here on 3rd and 7. Wildcats expecting to pass, and they're going to get it. Snapped off for a first down. Masoli came to Ed Dickson, who was his preferred target.
Jeremiah Masoli showing people, the doubters, about his ability to throw the ball. It's a simple read for him. It's right in front of him, and he gets it to his favorite target, Ed Dickson. Good job on that offensive line on 3rd down and long, and giving Masoli enough time to be able to find that open area and eventually get the ball into the hands of Ed Dickson. Big conversion there for the Ducks.
Play action, and inside the 5-yard line, Jeff Mail.
Again, showing here on 1st and 10, trying to get the defense to come up and respect the running game, and that's exactly what they did. Love the play call on 1st and 10. Oregon is known for their ability to run the football. What a perfect time to try to get the linebackers and safeties to get back.
Up tempo, right back at the line. James hitting that backfield. Terrific penetration. Tui Halamaka. The young man, the coaches call Vuna because that's his first name, but Tui Halamaka makes some play here.
How about Vuna? You're right. The blitz was called, and he's able to get through there. Nobody up front, I think, anticipating that blitz. Good job. That's one way to slow down that powerful running game. Before he gets started, you tackle him in the backfield.
2nd and goal. And it was whistled dead. False start. That'll cost a big 5 yards. Going in the red zone.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Goal. Ball is put down out on the 15-yard line. Masoli trying to change it up. He keeps it himself. Cuts back against the grain. Touchdown. What a beautiful cut. Arizona actually had him bottled up. And then he cut back to the left side and made it to the end zone for the first touchdown of the night.
And Jeremiah Masoli, Brent, you're right. Arizona's there. They're trying to defend it. Masoli has such great vision. It runs like a running back from the quarterback position. And also his ability not just see it, but that burst, similar to what LaMichael James offers as a tailback. Once he saw the cutback to the left, he just simply outran the Arizona defense, and they over-pursued the play.
Morgan Flint tacks on the extra point. First down and 10. Masoli fumbles the ball. Loose ball. They get it back. Recovery by Jeff Mayle, the wide receiver, as the ball was free.
And Brent, this is the matchup we talked about from the beginning of this game. Cam Nelson is the key tonight in defending Masoli when he runs the ball in the option. Jeff Mayle, good job. I didn't think they'd have a chance to pick it back up. But there's Nelson. He's been reading his keys all night. As soon as number 8, White, carries the football, you're going to see Cam Nelson coming down in a hurry to try and stop him.
Cam is the senior safety from Dallas, his last game here in Tucson. 2nd and 14. Masoli off the fake going deep. A perfect strike that time. I mean, this was there were 2 receivers converging right here, Herbie.
Yep, LT 2-A gets downfield. He hits the crease, and this is what I'm talking about with Masoli throwing the football. If you're going to crowd the line and respect his ability to run the option, he and LaMichael James, this is what they do to keep you honest and to keep the safeties back, and then they get back to the bread and butter of running the football.
James patiently waited, and he is across the 20-yard line before he's brought down. Devin Ross.
So the pass play to 2-A isn't just a big game. It sets everything else up within this offense. Now you get back to getting James the football. The offensive linemen have a little bit better angles to be able to pick up blocks on the linebackers. The safeties have to respect that vertical threat of Masoli throwing the ball, and all of a sudden you get back into a rhythm with the offense. By a couple of throws from Masoli, it opens up the offense.
First down. Run the option and that late pitch, and the Wildcats were ready for it. They were certainly not fooled as Andre Crenshaw gets the carry. He's a senior from Lancaster, California.
You have to be really impressed with the overall team speed from the Wildcats defense. They're clued in tonight, doing a good job of running to the football. Corey Hall that time, an outside linebacker, showing great speed to the edge.
2nd and 13. Again, throws a incomplete. The line judge had it incomplete. Crenshaw was working the sideline.
Right. It looked like he got a foot down, even though it was by accident. I don't think he realized he was that close to the line of scrimmage, but his left foot looked like it got down. I'm sure they'll take another look at this one. Let's see if he catches the ball as his left foot touches. And the left foot looks like it's down as he catches the ball.
Very close with that right foot over on the out of bounds.
Yeah, I think he had possession of the football as his left foot.
The previous play is under further review.
His left foot was still down, and then when his right foot came down, it was out of bounds. Watch his left foot as he catches the football. It's down right there. And then he steps out of bounds. But as long as that left foot is down, that's a completion.
Larry Farina, our referee here tonight.
And if this goes through the way you would expect it to go through, all of a sudden the passing yards really starting to add up because Arizona's doing such a good job in being locked in on the running game. It's opening up some one-on-one matchups for Chip Kelly and Jeremiah Masoli to try to get to downfield. He's got the accuracy to make you pay for it.
Maybe this could be a big moment for Arizona. They fall back 2 scores. They fumble going into the end zone. A little bit unlucky on that fumble they forced back there by Nelson that they didn't recover it.
We're up here thinking Arizona, what a big break. There were 6 red jerseys around the football, and somehow Jeff Mail was able to come away with it. It's a game of breaks, and when you're playing at home, you have to be able to take advantage of those breaks.
It was determined that the receiver caught the ball with a foot inbounds.
Yeah.
First and goal at the 5-yard line.
The point I was going to make is how perfectly he threw the ball again.
Absolutely.
I mean, he squeezed that ball in on the sideline.
Second time this drive. The throw to Tuanay that got the ball down deep in the Arizona territory was a great throw. And in this one, he finds Crenshaw out of the backfield, leaking out of the backfield, puts it pretty well covered, by the way, puts it in a spot where only Crenshaw can make the catch.
And here's where you're up against him with Masoli. He can run or pass. Bring James back to him. James will cut back. On the 5-yard line, he's down. Earl Mitchell making the play.
Well, how many times have we seen Oregon over the year this year in this position, and Jeremiah Masoli on a zone read, keep the football and get upfield, walking into the end zone? We'll see if Arizona's been dialed into that tonight. When you get down inside that 5-yard line, you definitely have to be aware of Masoli's ability to run the football down in this area.
He's got it. Going to try to stretch the defense, and he does not. Fumble! And again, Oregon pounces on it. David Paulson saved the possession. Number 42 by pouncing on the fumble.
But let's look at Trevin Wade, the cornerback, and how he worked so hard to be able to, he gets off of a block, and then he fights upfield. I mean, Ed Dickson, a big tight end, is taking him on as a corner. He fights through Dixon's block, and then has the presence of mind to knock the football loose. But how about Oregon? Second time on this drive, they pick up another loose football.
Third and goal. Couldn't find a receiver. Now, touchdown. Jeff Mayo lurking inside the 5-yard line. And number 8, Jeremiah Masoli, just keeps coming with his head looking downfield, spots Jeff, and they hook up at the end of this play.
And he did not give up on this play. He makes a little pirouette here, gets to the outside. Now look at Mayo sitting right there at about the 2-yard line. Ed Dickson's behind him, and it really put a lot of stress there on the Arizona defensive back because he had Dickson behind him, he had Mayo in front of him, and he had to make a decision one way or another. And another job of improvising there by Jeremiah Masoli. If you're a receiver on this Oregon offense, never give up on a play with Masoli.
False start. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty.
C.E. Kaiser, the tackle. That's the face of one tough hombre. Started his high school career outside of San Francisco and then went to famed St. Louis High School and Honolulu, and moving on to JC at City College of San Francisco.
Are you ready?
Deflected, intercepted, picked off at the 44-yard line. Sterling Lewis, the linebacker, and with 4:18 to go, Arizona's got a chance for a huge lift.
Well, Arizona has been flirting with getting an opportunity to get the big turnover. Remember that last drive? Oregon put the ball on the ground twice, and they were unable to come away with a turnover. This time, the deflection, and a great job here of being able to find it by Sterling Lewis. The ball goes in the air. Who else? Cam Nelson knocks it up into the air. And Sterling Lewis, the senior, showing some very, very nifty moves there after making a catch.
Nahuko will be the running back, number 28. Grigsby has not returned. Whistle.
Look, he let the play clock down again.
Delay of game. Offense number 8.
Oh,
5-yard
boy,
penalty.
that's the last thing you want to do.
First down.
The last thing, you get a big break. Crowd's fired up. Here we go. Ball's in Oregon's territory. 5-yard delay of game. Second time Nick Foles and Arizona's offense have had that happen to him.
3 consecutive 3-and-outs. Using his running back on a flare, getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Well, Matt, speaking of Austin, Texas, that's where Nick Foles is from. He went to Westlake High School. He broke Drew Brees' records while he was in high school. So here is Foles standing tall over the middle for a first down to the 25-yard line. That's William Wright.
This time they finally get the ball thrown downfield. Cover 2. Nice big hole between the 2 linebackers. That time Spencer Paysinger on one side, Casey Matthews on the other. This gives you an idea when Nick Foles gets into rhythm back there what he can do. Great read and a good job by Sonny Dykes of getting the ball downfield against this Oregon defense, again, that's crowding this line of scrimmage.
Nahuko in this package. Sonny Dykes, the offensive coordinator, calling the plays upstairs against the 4-man rush. Again, flaring to Nahuko. And that's down the sideline. It'll be first and goal. Lewis, the defender.
Man coverage right here on the outside is actually going to open it up for a little pass to the outside. Good recognition by Foles. You see the linebacker Paysinger. It takes him a while to come off the tight end to get out there. But the man coverage on the outside on Terrell Turner by Talmadge Jackson left a great alley to the outside that time. And Nuoko was able to get out there.
Tutoki, very powerful lead back. Nahuko. Set behind him. You see number 31 now. It is first down and goal. Got plenty of time. Nobody open. And there is a penalty flag.
Illegal formation. Offense, 5 men in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Inexcusable mistakes by the Wildcat offense here. Self-destructing.
Yeah, especially when they're just starting to get some momentum. They have something like this happen again, sets them back. Now, it's not the end of the world. They're still inside the 10-yard line here. Plenty of time. They're still trying to execute here in this red zone area. Something to keep in mind. Oregon started the game with the football. If Arizona can punch it in here, it's important to be able to get the football back to start the second half.
Nahuko, number 28, to the left. Out of bounds at the 5-yard line is A.J. Simmons, sophomore from Oakland.
Brent, you talked about Rob Gronkowski, big 6'6" tight end, and how he's been out for the year. This is the area where he usually would be their weapon this year. In fact, against Oregon last year, he had a field day against the Ducks defense, but you take him out of the lineup and it handcuffs what Sonny Dykes likes to do typically in the area. Now you see him more in the 4-wide receiver look, trying to spread the defenses out, even inside this 5-yard line area.
Second and goal. Throw to fade, left side, jump ball, touchdown, Arizona. Kleiner, sophomore from Las Vegas, puts the Wildcats on the board, and a turnover leads to a touchdown.
I think he's going to go up against a true freshman. A great throw by Foles, but one thing about Kreiner is he is 6'4", going up against Cliff Harris at 5'11". Foles knows that. He puts the ball way up in the air where only Kreiner can fight over Cliff Harris and bring that ball down. Great throw, great execution by Arizona.
Alex Zendejas.
ESPN College Game Day, built by the Home Depot, Saturday.
Foles looking downfield, got a man at the 42-yard line.
Dean is in one-on-one coverage, and because of the great pass protection, Foles has time to come all the way back. You can see how Dean worked back, and eventually Foles was able to look over and find him for a huge gain.
26 yards.
We'll take a peek at this one maybe, Brett. As he came forward, I think they're trying to see if the tip of the ball may have hit the surface, or did he get his hands under the football? It's worth taking another look for sure.
Corner.
See the tip there?
Yep. Nose of the football strikes the ground. Cliff Harris, the freshman defensive back, coming over. You just get the feeling watching young Harris that in a couple of years he's going to be one of the better defensive backs in the Pac-10. He sort of has that strut to him. I know he was beaten on that comeback on that, but he just never quite gives up on a play, does he?
Saw him against USC a few weeks ago back in Eugene. Yeah, I mean, when you're a true freshman in the college game, and especially the Pac-10 with such great skill, you're gonna make a play, and then you're gonna struggle for a couple plays, and you need to be able to have, as the coaches say, a short memory, and he has that.
What's interesting, Herbie, is that Arizona's offense has gained as many yards this half as Oregon's. Now, remember, we came in here raving about the Oregon attack, and with good reason. But I believe the star of the show so far has been the Wildcat defense.
No doubt.
Even though they've given up 14.
Yeah, they've given up 14 points, but a lot of that has been by Masoli improvising.
Exactly.
I mean, and they've been in position to make plays.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands.
What do you guys say? Inconclusive evidence?
I no longer use the word indisputable.
Indisputable. Okay.
I think the SEC has buried that forever.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's all that up to you.
Whoever's in the booth, it's his judgment, and we'll go with it. Okay.
That sounds good to me. I mean, but a huge play. Arizona catches a break. A few things have gone against Arizona. Now all of a sudden the tide's starting to turn. They're sensing an opportunity here to be able to get points on the board. Still have the 2 timeouts.
They put 5 seconds back on the clock. So Foles, the sophomore from Austin, transferred from Michigan State. Ready to go. Nobody open deep. Has to throw it away. He had 2 receivers working deep. Wright was covered, double covered actually, and he couldn't get the man open in the middle of the field.
Well, it's great coverage downfield. You're right. There are a couple defenders staying with Dean to the right. He wanted to try to go to him, but he's taken away completely, and he tries to come back. He did look back to Kreiner. Kreiner's taken away, but the one thing I'm seeing in this first half from Foles, considering they were down 14, a presence. He has a presence for a young quarterback that coaches love to see. And if he can continue to make good decisions like that one, he's going to give his offense and this Arizona team a chance to win tonight.
Nuko to the 40-yard line.
Interesting call there. Trying to catch Oregon just dropping back and not respecting the run game, and see if they could maybe hit a crease there for a quick 10 or 15-yard gain to get into field goal range, but Oregon was ready for it.
Here's where Gronkowski is also missed right there.
Yes,
you know, working underneath route, 10, 12 yards.
Foles is an interesting story. You mentioned he's from Austin, Texas. He verbals to Arizona State, ends up signing with Michigan State, and then ends up transferring out to Tucson. It's a heck of a journey for a redshirt sophomore after sitting out last year in his transfer year.
He's got a very likable personality.
Sure does.
And a nice young man. Obviously not afraid to get on an airplane. 3rd down and 9. He's got the first down. William Wright, the sophomore from Oklahoma.
They pick up the first down, which will stop the clock. 12 seconds. He's going to fire the ball to kill it. Save the timeout. Kill the clock with a quick fire into the ground.
9 seconds left.
Wait, how did that snap take 3 seconds? If I were Mike Stoops, clock was stopped with 12 seconds, so the snap fired into the ground. I don't know how that takes 3 seconds.
They've got the timeout. A few more yards and you're going to rush Alex Zendejas out here.
Having that last timeout is big here. If you can get about an 8 to 10 yard gain, just give him a chance at a field goal.
Dropped. He had exactly what he wanted, and the receiver couldn't hang on.
He also fought off some pressure and kept his focus downfield. And Turner, as a senior who's a captain tonight, usually very reliable. In fact, of all the receivers, he's the most consistent receiver that Arizona has, but that time unable to hold on to the football.
Alex Zendejas, his uncle Max was a Wildcat legend. Another uncle, Lewis, kicked at Arizona State and the National Football League. So as far as kickers go down here in Arizona.
Oregon, number 1 of the half. It's a 30-second timeout.
Most familiar name, Zendejas. Here are your BCS standings as we head toward the championship and all the bowl games, and everything is still to be decided. Georgia Tech Idol today will play Clemson for the ACC title. I'm sure that John and Jesse will have details on how Clemson made that game. LSU a loser at Ole Miss, so they will certainly drop out. And it's the two big guys, Florida and Alabama, carrying that SEC banner. Herbie, I was listening to you on Game Day today, and I agreed with all of your points that if you go down through the entire Pac-10, the conference might be a little bit deeper than the SEC. Not to take anything away from the two heavyweights.
Yeah, Florida and Alabama carry the SEC, but the depth of the Pac-10 this year, I think, gives him an edge as being the most dominant conference in the country.
47-yarder now.
Another timeout by Chip Kelly.
Alex Zendejas, I think he just likes being booed. And so, Herbie, I didn't recognize that team that was playing Michigan today.
Yeah.
What they do? Wire Oregon for a little info on how to look bad in a uniform.
No,
or did you like it?
I liked the uni.
Did you?
I did. I liked the socks.
I didn't recognize
the helmet.
it.
I thought it looked good. I went back to 1954.
I like the traditional bucket.
54 look. But hey, Jim Tressel wins 8 of 9 against Michigan. The way they did it is the way they've been doing it the last 4 or 5 weeks. Great defense, running the football. How about the Ohio State offensive line? They've all of a sudden turned around to become a strength. The Buckeyes running the ball. And they didn't overlook Michigan as they get ready to play the Pac-10 champion down the road January 1st in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, don't get too excited. It was only Michigan.
Hey, don't ever say only Michigan.
All right. This is a 47-yarder. His longest is 37. Is that his longest? You bet it is. And they've got to break him up a little scrum, and they do. Let's go down to Lisa with Coach Kelly.
Thanks, Brett. Chip, you guys seem to be in control of the game with a couple minutes to go in the half. What changed?
The turnover hurt us a little bit. It's a good football team. We knew we were going to be in for a battle.
You mentioned the interception. That's what seemed to start it all. What happened on that play?
Ball got tipped, and they made a good play.
We welcome you back to Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Southwest Airlines. With Kirk Herbstreit and Lisa Salters, I'm Brett Musburger. Jeremiah Masoli and the Oregon Ducks lead Arizona 14-10. However, Herbie, keep in mind that the Wildcats have scored the last 2 times they've handled the ball, touchdown, field goal, and they get the first possession of the second half.
Yeah, it was very big for Arizona to be able to finish the first half the way they did. Again, they came up with a big touchdown off of the interception, but they also had enough time to be able to get into field goal range. And now all of a sudden the momentum, without a doubt, is favoring Arizona as we start this second half.
From the 10-yard line. Nahuko will open as a running back. Grigsby went out. Green injured the shoulder, has not returned. There's a penalty flag thrown by the umpire.
That's something that Mike Stoops saw enough of in the first half if this ends up being a holding call.
Personal foul. Hands to the face. Number 88, defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
That's Brandon Bear, one of the tackles, as we go down below to Lisa.
Well, Brett, you see Nick Grigsby coming out of the locker room now, back out onto the field. I talked to Mike Stoops, and he said that he was further evaluated at halftime, and he is going to try to give it a go this half.
So he is their ace. Carried only 2 times for 8 yards in the first half. Now first down and 10 after the penalty. Foles going long, got an open man, deflected just at the end and incomplete by Cliff Harris. What a promising career number 3 has for the Ducks.
I love the call. This is what we were calling for in the first half. Oregon is leaving their corners isolated one-on-one, and you have to make them pay for that. There's the young freshman, Harris, playing pretty good position there on Kreiner, but if the ball is thrown more to the middle of the field, Kreiner have a much better chance. But by stretching this defense, it'll give Foles in this running game a better chance.
Second and 10 goes back to the flat and picks up 7 yards. On that completion to Dean. And our look at the Pacific Life game summary, we're going to compare Masoli and Foles here. Foles throwing it more times, as you might expect. And obviously in a rushing situation, Masoli has a big edge there.
A big interception by Masoli, giving Foles in Arizona life to get that first touchdown.
3rd and 3. Foles going to throw underneath for it. And did not get the first down. You're going to run that pattern, you got to get beyond the first down marker.
You're exactly right, Brent. Linebacker Spencer Pasinger was thinking the same thing, and he was eyeing the Arizona receivers right in the middle of the field. He's just waiting for the receiver to come across the middle. And I think, actually, if you think about it, Dean may have just lost the feel for where he was. He runs into the umpire, and he's still 2 or 3 yards short when he caught the football of getting that first down.
Varner back deep for the Ducks. Oregon survives the personal foul. Coffin corner. Brilliant punt.
Thousand reviews of movies and more at commonsense.org.
So that punt is being reviewed. Lyle Brown, the defensive back, working down near the goal line. Takes the ball over to the sideline.
The ruling on the field stands.
And a brilliant play on his part. A 4-point game. If you just joined us, Rose Bowl implications for both these teams. If either wins out, they will go to Pasadena. Meanwhile, Stanford under fire in the big game against Cal. It's now 31-21 Cal in the 4th quarter of that one. Here it is, first down and 10 for Jeremiah Masoli and the Oregon Ducks. He'll throw from his own end zone. Goes deep ball, incomplete. That was Holland. Wow.
Jameer Holland, what a gutsy call here by Chip Kelly. Backed up inside his 1-yard line. He gets one-on-one coverage against Devin Ross, who's very fast, but Holland has great speed himself. He got to the inside, Ball's just thrown a little bit over the middle of the field there and didn't give Holland much of a chance.
Tremendous performance late in the first half by the Wildcats. It throws over in the flat, basically a run play, and it is good for 5 yards. That was Devin Ross blowing that play up to Tuane.
He's going to come from his corner position and take Tuane out of the position of being able to get downfield. He does come a little bit high. He's got to be careful there. But for a cornerback at 5'11", 175 pounds, not only is he fast, he's very physical.
3rd and 4 for the Ducks. Incomplete, and the Ducks go 3 and out. Good field position coming up for the Wildcats.
To be able to slow down Jeremiah Masoli, you have to be able to have corners like Devin Ross and Trevin Wade holding up when they're one-on-one on the outside. When you get that kind of coverage against the Oregon receivers, it allows you to bring pressure and it allows you to confuse Jeremiah Masoli, something he has not seen much of at all in this Pac-10 conference.
Rice, the freshman punter. Right at midfield. Stretches. The coverage team has an alley. At the 31-yard line.
What a huge block to spring him, and the crowd responded. Coming from the right, Orlando Vargas. Watch this block right here, 38. Boom! Just annihilates an Oregon defender that time who was trying to come downfield. Big block, and Embry didn't know what hit him.
Best starting field position of the night, and look who's back as a running back. Nick Grigsby checks in. His 3rd carry of the night, picks his daylight, explodes to the 15-yard line. And what a lift he gives the Wildcats with his return, despite re-injuring that shoulder in the first half.
Look at the patience here, Brent. He picks his spot eventually with that zone blocking. There's a crease. He waits patiently, finds it, and then has that ability to explode through the hole. See a few arm tackles, and this is the difference with Grigsby. He's a tough runner, and he's able to pick up not just yards, but gets downfield in a hurry.
Back on the sideline, the Huko. In as the running back. Nahuko to the 8-yard line.
This offensive line all of a sudden starting to take control up front here. Herman Hall, the left guard, pulling around, simple power play. But what great surge that time by Arizona's front as they pushed the Oregon front 7 back and gave the back enough room to get some yardage there.
Backup left guard Herman Hall is the guard who pulled to lead power. 2nd down for quarterback Nick Foles. Handing off, and not much doing on that play as Grigsby had returned for the Cats. Casey Matthews, the junior middle linebacker, making the tackle.
First time we've called Casey Matthews' name tonight. They call him the glue of this defense. Very intelligent junior. Of course, his dad, Clay Matthews, is his older brother, first-round pick out of USC last year, playing for the Packers. Brings a lot of intangibles to the position.
3rd and 3. And Nick Booth is now on the field as a running back. They knew something. Touchdown, Arizona. Leading for the first time tonight. And they go 4 deep at the running back position. And they find young Mr. Booth, and he gets the job done. Nick is out of Naperville, Illinois.
Nothing like bringing in fresh pair of legs late in a football game, and Booth is able to get up there. 2 linebackers on the inside actually blitzed, but the Arizona offensive line was ready for it, especially Vaughn Dotsie, who came up with a big block.
football lives here.
Booth, the running back behind Foles, gets the call again to the 35-yard line, and Pleasant making the stop. With 3 minutes to go in Palo Alto, California with a 3-point lead on Stanford. 31-28 is the update on that game. Stanford, of course, still in this 4-team battle. There is even a version of this that would put USC back in Rose Bowl. I'm not going there.
That's too tough.
Second down and 4. Arizona still has to play USC, too. Left it incomplete.
See how Foles is going with a lot of these short throws. Quick passes, and I think Oregon's starting to adjust. They're sitting on those throws. That's why I thought it was so important that Foles get the ball downfield, where he tried to get the football to stretch the defense. And even on those throws, even if you don't hit it, at least it's going to give the defensive backs, and especially the corners, Thomas Jackson on one side and Cliff Harris on the other, the idea that the potential is there to back them up a bit.
3rd and 4 for Foles. Middle, and running wild is William Wright. Well-structured play by Sonny Dykes for 34 yards, Herbie.
It all starts with the offensive line. Are you kidding me? I know they're only rushing 3, but the risk that you take when you rush 3 is you're going to give the quarterback enough time to finally find a receiver who can get into a window with the quarterback, and that time Wright found it, but it took about 4.5 or 5 seconds of pass protection, and Foles didn't have anybody close to him.
Nahuko checks back in as the running back. Going to throw again. Going to go for it all. Got him open. Incomplete. And William Wright with that burst was right there.
Well, it looked like that's what I'm talking about. Get the ball. See, look at the defensive backs. They're sitting at 7 and 8 yards. You can get behind them. It's exactly the call that they need to make. And Wright is there. The ball just a bit overthrown. But Sonny Dykes seeing the same thing that I think we're seeing up here. Oregon secondary crowding that line. It makes it pretty easy for a receiver like Wright with speed to get right behind it. They'll go back to that.
Second and 10. Foles way high to the end zone. Out of the back of it, look out for that upright. I saw him moving in on that. I didn't know if Kreiner had seen it out of the corner of his eye.
We're up here trying to use a little body language to get him away from that. You're right. Anytime they get to the middle of the field, to the back of that end zone. But there they are again, trying to stretch this defense. Pretty good coverage that time. And Foles put it where he had to, where nobody's going to be able to make that catch. Throws that short, and it's a chance of being intercepted by Oregon.
3rd and 10. Final minute of the 3rd quarter. And they run for the first down. Nahuko.
3rd down, expecting a longer pass. An outstanding call here. Catches the Oregon linebackers off balance. Spencer Paysinger, 35, had a chance to make the play. But these backs, all of a sudden, you're seeing a bigger style of back from Arizona as they get down to their 3rd and 4th string guy. Nahuko and Booth, about 220 pounds.
Sonny Dykes keeping the Duck defense off balance with his play calling. Nahuko, that time the D was ready for the running play. And there's a penalty flag thrown at T.J. Ward. He came up with a little demonstration, and let's see if he incurred the wrath of the officiating crew. A little bit of hot dogging here.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 2 of the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
See, that is the right call. All over college football, we see players who sometimes act appropriately and other times act inappropriately. That, according to the rule book, that should be flagged every single time across the country.
And he was taken out by his coach, Chip Kelly. And remember, T.J. Ward had played a good game, and he made a fine play on that. And there he is barking over on the sideline. Hopefully he's trying to fire that offense up.
Hey, guys.
We begin the fourth quarter. For Kirk Herbstreit and Lisa Salters, I'm Brett Musburger. A Pac-10 showdown, first and goal. And Foles hands it off for the Wildcats. Nahuko. And Nahuko still battling for yards. Refusing to go down.
And that freshman Nahuko and that big offensive line, it looked like he's going to be stopped for a short gain. He just kept pounding, kept moving that pile. Offensive line throwing some people around. Looked like it's forward progress. But look at him. He don't want to stop. They gave him possession all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Another one of those tough Texans. Second down and goal. Foles comes back, deflected, incomplete. Turner, the target.
Well, Turner's the target, but Foles that time forcing this throw. One of the few mistakes we've seen him make. He got a little bit greedy, a little bit impatient. Wanted to go to the left. Good job of coming back to the right, but he's got to make sure that he's falling back on his back foot, trying to throw the football. His accuracy was off. Threw the football behind. Oregon almost stepped in front of that, and there was nobody that would have stopped that defender from taking it all the way back.
Third and goal. Touchdown, Arizona. William Wright, the sophomore from Oklahoma. And a little bit of daylight for the Wildcats. Hold. And Alex Diaz tacks on the extra point.
Well, enjoy better.
Well, Nebraska has wrapped up the Big 12 North. They will play Texas for the Big 12 championship in 2 weeks. And here, Arizona and Oregon battling for a possible Rose Bowl berth. And here on the bounces, Barner lost control of the ball, picks it back up, and is down at the 20-yard line.
Brent, I was surprised on third down to see the soft coverage from Oregon. Now, this is T.J. Ward, the safety, and I think he's communicating here to Lewis to come over here to help. Watch as this play works itself out, and Ward starts to say, hey, I need somebody right here to help me out. Somebody needs to come over here and help me out. Look how soft the coverage is, and Wright's just going to go out here. It's a simple throw. There's nobody there. Throws it for a touchdown, and Ward's looking back. Guys, I need somebody to help me out.
First down and 10. Masoli throws it out of bounds. So it is down to 3. These two plus Oregon State are in control. And complete as the ball is Two-a-day's hands. And now the battle for the road. Oregon. This game and Oregon State win them both, they're in. Arizona win this game against Arizona State, and USC, they're in. The Beavers win out and Arizona loses one game, they're in. So the big three. Masoli. And finding Ed Dickson. He came back to the backside for an Oregon first down.
Remember early in the game we talked about Mike Stoops and Mark Stoops saying the one thing they had to do was to be able to take away the running of Masoli and the Michael James. And you look at this football game at this point, James has not been a factor. 46 yards, Masoli 40 yards. Masoli's arm is going to have to get them back into this game.
And he is doing just that right now on this drive. That was Davis with Ross, the defender, for the Cats.
One of the few defenses we've seen this year able to slow down Masoli and get him into some obvious passing downs. They've completely taken away the running game. You can see what they've done throughout this year, especially in conference play, compared to what they're doing tonight against this Mark Stoops defense.
Fastball incomplete.
Everybody's doing their job. You can't really focus on the defense and say, boy, the linebackers are stepping up, and the defensive line. When you play this kind of complex system, everything's connected to everything else within the defensive structure. The defensive line, the linebackers, secondary's left out on an island, and now another big third down.
The Roses are out in Tucson. Masoli will try to run for it. He's got it. Cam Nelson hanging on and preventing a huge gain.
It's the first time they brought pressure. They brought the linebackers, and it's the first time that we've seen Masoli out making a play within the running game since maybe back in the first series of this football game. They've completely taken him out of the game when it comes to his ability to run.
Remember, Oregon feels that they can out-condition you in the fourth quarter, that their up-tempo attack will keep them going. Middle, high, caught by the 5-yard line. That is Jeff Mayle making a huge play for the Ducks, and it'll be first and goal.
Jeff Mayle, along with Ed Dickson, are the go-to targets for this Oregon offense. The ball is high, pretty good coverage by Wade, but the body position by Mayle is the reason he's able to catch this ball. Just notice how he kept himself and the defender on the back end, made it much easier to go up and make the catch.
Masoli's going to throw. Incomplete.
The way this defense is playing, he better get rid of it in a hurry. Xavier Kelly that time got after him, made him get rid of the football before he was ready. Great coverage again, Brent, downfield. This defense is well schooled in knowing what to expect from this play-action pass game from Oregon.
Checking the sideline. James slips through, just short of the end zone. Trailing it by 10.
They like to put a little bit more depth with LaMichael James when they get inside this 10-yard line and run the inside veer. They're running that option look, but they're trying to attack the interior of the Arizona defense.
The coaches upstairs have had a chance to look at the Stoops alignment, and they can change up the offensive call. That's why they've been looking back at the sideline here. And Masoli walks in. When that hole opens up off his fake to James, there's just nobody there to take the quarterback on.
Tuiha, you want to help me on that? Tuiha Kalaka. Vuna comes down that time, and it made it so easy. That's what you're used to seeing from Oregon in this option attack, especially inside the 5-yard line. They commit, they take that back away, and it makes it an easy read for Masoli.
Here.
Jeremiah Masoli brings the Duck offense out with a 1st and 10 at the Arizona 45-yard line. James on a cutback hold. There's 14 more yards for James And Masoli and James starting to pick it up here, Herbie.
Yeah, it looks like they may go up tempo here, but there's the vision of LaMichael James. He's in 100% speed mode, and he's able to see a cut back to the left, and he gets there real quick, a little jump, hop, step back to the inside.
65 yards, the all-time freshman rushing record. Now he's in danger of giving some back, and look at him. Battle back and gain about half a yard on that play. Just looked like he was going to lose about 3, but that's how shifty LaMichael James from Texarkana, Texas is. Once in a high school football game down in Texarkana, he rushed for 322 yards in a single game. Yes, he was recruited by the Longhorns, but he wanted to leave the state. And he's happy to be up in Eugene, and they're happy to have him. 2nd down and 9. Masoli bounces, throws it away, and Nelson on top of the receiver, David Paulson.
Great coverage, top of the screen, 20 red, right there. Cam Nelson staying with Paulson. It's a heavy fake by Masoli, and he's trying to get Nelson to buy up and think that it's an option attack, getting him to come up to the line of scrimmage. That's the discipline that Cam Nelson's been playing with all night. Paulson, the tight end, tried to get behind him, and he was with him stride for stride.
3rd and 9. James stretching it to the left side, and he is upended as he crosses the 30-yard line by Trevin Wade, the sophomore from Round Rock, Texas, number 24, and he rocked him.
Well, Mark Stoops has to be pleased tonight with Devin Ross on one side of the boundary corner and 24, Trevin Wade. Both guys zeroed in on what their assignments are tonight in holding up, and not only in coverage, Brent, but also in run support. They're very active tonight.
This for the tie. Morgan Flint with a 43-yarder. Hits the crossbar and goes across. We are deadlocked. Had it all the way, Herbie.
It's a line drive to center field. I think the crowd thought it was going to be short. He didn't hit it very well. But he got the
take it.
Yep.
Boink.
Oh, no.
Minutes and 2 seconds remaining. Deadlocked. Arizona led it by 10, and the Ducks battle right back. Line drive, kickoff, fielded on the 4 by Cobb. Cobb to the 29-yard line. Nahuko is the running back. Foles tracking down to the flat again, and a big play foot race underway. Kreiner with speed goes the distance. 71-yard touchdown. TUCSON the extra point.
They had won on ESPN.
And so here we go. 3:11 for Masoli. And right away, he attacks for 9 yards to open up this series with the sure-handed Jeff Mail, the junior from California.
One thing about that interception is it saves a timeout, so they still have the 2 timeouts left.
Masoli runs for the first down. He's going to get out of bounds and stop the clock at 2:45. And you need a touchdown and the extra point.
You look at the clock under 3 minutes. The time for this kind of offense is not a factor yet. I know they haven't had a great night, but once they're executing the way they're capable of executing, they can get down the field in a hurry, even though they're known for their ability to run the football, not their passing game.
The Ducks spread the field. Masoli is flushed. He'll stop the clock again as he steps out at the 34-yard line.
Once he gets to the outside, that's what Ricky Elmore and Brooks Reed on the other side have to be aware of in these kind of situations. You're pinning your ears back. You know they're going to throw the football for the most part. You can't let Masoli break contain and get outside of you.
Here comes James. Struggling toward that first down marker, battling to pick up extra yards at the end of that run. The all-time freshman rushing record he broke tonight for the Pac-10. And I think he shows you a little bit more than speed on this run.
This is what I love about LaMichael James. He's at 5'9", 180. Is that amazing? Second and third effort to get across for the first down.
And Reed had a hold of his jersey as Masoli is forced to the left. Tough throw. Out of bounds. Anytime you can force a right-handed quarterback to go left, your odds increase of ruining the play. It's just such a tough throw for all but the greatest who've ever lived on the move to throw back. And you're coming to the left, second down and 10.
Have not called Ed Dickson's name. He's flexed out to the top as a tight end.
Got the first down and out of bounds as they work the near side with Holland.
Good recognition, quick throw, soft coverage that time from Ross. Has his speed merchant Jameer Holland, the transfer from USC, matched up one-on-one, got the ball out quick. Easy throw, first down.
1:48 to go. Ball at the Arizona 45. Low and reaching down and making the grab with Wade defending on the play. Mail working on that far side. Here we come again. Minute and a half now. Second down and 5. Prior to the play, false start. Costly 5-yard penalty against Oregon.
Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
That's the junior tackle, Kaiser. Guilty of that infraction, so it'll come back and makes it just a little bit tougher now. Well, 1:26.
Mark Stoops right now has asked his defense to sit back in coverage as Oregon has thrown a lot of throws here in the last 2 or 3 plays underneath the coverage. Quick, simple throws. I'm surprised that Arizona is giving that easy throw away. They'll continue to close that cushion the deeper they get into Arizona territory.
Dropped. Working the middle of the field and dropped by Davis.
Pressure again is there, but Masoli has just enough time to be able to put the ball in the hands of Davis. Davis would have put them at 3rd and 3 if he were able to hold on to that catch.
1:06 for the game. 3rd and 11 for Masoli. Going to try to run forward Davis. He's got a chance. He's got the first down. A gutsy 3rd down running play. And LaMichael James picks up the first down.
There's the vision and that quick step. I mean, the one thing you love about James, not just the speed and the toughness, but the vision and how quickly he accelerates once he sees the crease.
Now it is stopped.
It looks like Corey Hall is a little bit
shaken up on the play.
Yep.
One of the linebackers. And Earl Mitchell, their great defensive lineman, limping a little bit to the sideline, and Oregon's got him under the gun right now. They're 29 yards away from a touchdown. They're inside of a minute. Masoli, pump fake, comes back near side, and the receiver was down. He had slipped. So it will be 2nd down and 10. Masoli wanted interference on the play.
He got the call earlier in this football game on a pump and go like that, where he had Davis one-on-one with Ross. Ball was in the air. Ross threw Davis out of bounds. They gave him it early in the game, but they didn't get the call this time.
2nd down and 10. Here's Masoli working back to the middle. That is short of the 1st down. Clock continues to run now. With Jeff Mail, they've got to hurry.
Got to use the timeout here. Stop the clock. Still, remember they had 2 timeouts. They're able to use one of them here. Students are thinking, this hay's in a barn. This game's over. You better be careful.
They just want to be in a good spot to rush the field in case it is over. If we go to overtime,
good seats for overtime.
Back up over the wall. The red out tonight in Tucson, another sellout crowd. Jim Livengood, the outstanding athletic director here, and they run a tremendous all-around sports program. Women's volleyball through the years, Jenny Finch and the softball team, the baseball team. It's not just football, and they've had a great basketball team. Now Coach Stoops has turned the football team certainly in the right direction over the last few years. All right, final 31 seconds now. Oregon trying to force overtime. 3rd down and 5. That 1 timeout remaining. First down marker and right around that 18-yard line. And here's Masoli. Trying to get somebody open, trying to position a receiver, and has to throw it away, and we're down to the 4th down. Could not get the kind of reaction from a wide receiver that he wanted that time.
Brent, I think he got a little greedy there. He had his back leaking out of the backfield, and he either didn't see him or he was waiting for Ed Dickson, the tight end, to clear into the end zone. But he had LaMichael James for a 1st down for a short gain if he wanted it. But I think he was focused downfield on the big game.
Here's your 4th down. 23 seconds. The timeout has been called by Stoops in Arizona. Had all 3 to go. Has his brother Mark right there. Remember, Mike was a safety up at Iowa, played for Hayden Fry, then went into coaching, worked for Bill Snyder at Kansas State on the defensive side of the ball. Went with his brother Bob down to Oklahoma, became the defensive coordinator. And about 6 years ago, became the head coach out here at Tucson. Brought brother Mark, who was working with the secondary at Miami, to come out and be his defensive coordinator. Mark Stoops has been offered a few head coaching jobs, but he's very satisfied to stay right here in Tucson. His name will come up again during the coaching derby that will break out over the next couple of weeks.
Glad you're bringing that up, because I think a lot of times Mark Stoops, people talk about him, oh, yeah, he's the brother of Mike Stoops and Bob Stoops, but I think Mark has now been able to build up a resume to be out on his own to really show what he can do as one of the top defensive minds in the country.
4th down and 5. It has come to this. Here's Masoli. Fires, got the 1st down. 18 ticks of the clock left. Mail, the reliable one.
Got to make quick decisions here. Chip Kelly trying to get everything in. Jeremiah Masoli still has the 1 timeout.
15 yards away. Roll to the left. Fire out of bounds. Stop the clock. That is Davis. 11 ticks left here.
Still a chance for two or maybe 3 shots into the end zone. Again, with that timeout, if they fall short, they can still use that timeout.
Dickson and Mail have been go-to guys. Masoli lobs his own. We're 1 point away from a tie. Ed Dickson, with 6 seconds to go, makes the grab in the end zone. And now a big extra point coming up from Morgan Flint. And some of those students who had surrounded the sideline ready to storm the field are an extra point away from maybe going back to watch overtime. 6 ticks left. Morgan Flint. Bad snap. Put down. And Flint saves it. Nate Costa was the holder with a good pair of hands that time. We're deadlocked.
Brent, how about Ed Dickson moving right here to the inside, makes a little move to the outside to get just enough room, getting away from Robert Golden. He was flexed out, a little move to the outside, Golden bid on it, and then he goes back to the middle of the field, and a perfect throw. And how about the poise by Jeremiah Masoli, leading his team down all the way down the field. And there's Mike and Mark Stoops, a bit frustrated there. But an amazing drive there with the game on the line by Oregon and Jeremiah Masoli. 6 seconds left.
And Foles starts to limber up. And look at some of the students are making their way back to the seats. And what a good job Costa did with that hold. He didn't panic. He got it set down. And that could have been a disaster right there.
I didn't realize the snap was that
It was bad. I'm telling you, Costa did a brilliant job of saving the moment.
Oh, God. You imagine after all of that by Masoli and the offense?
Final 6 seconds of regulation. They'll kick it along the ground. They'll take a knee.
Can we see the hold one more time? Because I just can't believe it could come down to a simple thing like the extra point, which you just assume is a given. But the backup quarterback, Nate Costa, takes the one hopper. He's like a shortstop. Sign him up for the Ducks baseball team.
It is so critical that he didn't panic.
Oh, kept his cool. That's why
kept his cool, set it there, and also Morgan's timing was not thrown off. He hesitated enough.
Right.
And so we will go to overtime. The battle for the Rose Bowl continues in Tucson.
And more at commonsense.org.
First play of overtime for the Ducks. Masoli. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Like we were saying, this is what it should be like. 31-31, both teams controlling their own destiny to get to a conference championship and ultimately the Rose Bowl. And there's our man. He's been doing it all night. Devin Ross fighting for that football.
Here comes James. Bursting middle. 5. 1st and goal. LaMichael James, who tonight set the new freshman rushing record for the Pac-10, does it again.
How about his jump cuts and how quickly he accelerates off of them? If you give him just a little bit of room, virtually impossible for a linebacker to be able to make a tackle in the alley.
Now 1st and goal for Masoli. They check back over to the end zone. I should say the sideline. The coaches upstairs have had a chance to see what Arizona will set up with what kind of personnel they've got. And whatever it was, they ate James up with big Earl Mitchell. Can't say enough about that defensive tackle, number 49.
Yeah, he's been all over the field. Looks like James may have to check out of this game. They'll bring in Andre Crenshaw in to the football game. Remember, Brent, again, we've seen it over the year. When Oregon gets inside a 5-yard line, their big trend is to get the ball in the hands of Masoli off of that option fake and keep it into the end zone.
Not going to make it. That was Crenshaw hit by Tuihalamaka. So Tuihalamaka, number 8, stands in that hole and makes the play.
Tuihalamaka that time holding on for dear life, and he didn't have to defend the speed of James, who had to check out, more the power that time from Crenshaw.
James is back. Masoli rolling to the left, fires end zone, and coming up with a brilliant catch is Jeff Mayo.
I'm going to tell you something, Brent. I don't know if there are very many receivers in the Pac-10 conference much better than Jeff Mayo. 6'1", 175 pounds. Looks like he grew up playing backyard football his whole life. Always coming up with receptions like this at crucial moments in the game. Lays out and makes the catch of the year at this point for the Oregon offense.
Extra point is tacked on. And now Arizona needs to match a 7. It'll be up to Nick Foles and the Wildcat offense.
Jeff Mayo comes from all the way from the right side, and he's going to fight the top corner, Devin Ross. Never gives up on the play, and I love at the very end, Brett, he came back towards the football, taking away the angle for Ross to be able to get his hand extended to knock the ball away. Just at the end, he started to come back towards the football, which gave him a chance to make that catch. That was beautiful.
Nahuko will be the running back behind Foles. There's a little flare screen. Dean, the receiver, and Cliff Harris, the freshman, defending it, and it'll be second down.
Yeah, Ward was able to make a pretty good read that time. Came up quick, but really it was the young freshman Cliff Harris getting off of the block. And by the time the receiver had a chance to get upfield, there was nowhere to go. Swarming defense on that play.
Second down and 9. Nahuko. And that'll bring up third down. We cannot stress the importance of what this night means for both of these teams. Trying to make it to Pasadena to take on Ohio State. Oregon State defeating Washington State earlier. So if the Ducks can hang on, they would play Oregon State on a Thursday night on ESPN for the right to go to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. But first things first, 3rd and 4 here for the Wildcats. And they're still alive. 1st and 10. Nahuko carrying the load as Grigsby re-injured that shoulder tonight.
Oregon just guessed wrong that time with their blitz from Pasinger, the linebacker. He shot through the wrong gap. Nahuko was able to get through that hole, but Pasinger took himself right out of position by coming off to the middle of the offensive line.
Booth, now the running back. Gets the call. He'll battle you for a couple of extra yards, won't he? Senior from Naperville, Illinois.
Brent, how about Adam Grant, the right tackle on that play? He didn't have anybody to block. He was just kind of standing there. And Booth ran right into his back that time. Grant unintentionally actually slowed down the ball carrier.
2nd down and 7 for Foles, who's back in the gun. Loose ball. Lineman goes down. Oregon digging for it. Ducks say they've got it. If so, it's over. If they've got this loose ball, Ducks are celebrating. Hang on now. They're coming out. And Arizona has got the football on the other side. Herman Hall, who is the backup left guard, standing there saying, boys, after you get done wrestling and pointing, turn around because I got something you might want.
Yeah, I'm like, Brandon, we got Herman Hall here holding the football. Look at these guys. That's a scrum. You got 340-pounders in here fighting for it. Big Dotsy, 70, looking for that football. They're going to give it to Arizona. How'd you like to be at the bottom of that one, Brent? You don't even want to know what's going on at the bottom of that pile.
3rd down and 7. need a touchdown and an extra point to keep going. And let's see if we're going to have a little review here.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure anybody could see anything on this review under there.
Now, what do you say is your new rule? It's based on the judgment.
It's based on the judgment of the man who's making the decision.
What exactly is he going to look at here? Got some wide bodies in there, pushing each other around. It looks like Oregon has it. They were pretty confident running off the field, thinking that one of those white jerseys ended up falling on the football.
So here we go. Third down coming up. Nahuko has checked back in. So he'll be the running back. (38-31). First overtime. Oregon with the lead. Pump fake by Foles. In trouble. Deep trouble. And a penalty flag is thrown. Pass was incomplete. And Stoops being restrained a little bit here.
I think he wanted a late hit on his quarterback.
Tukuafu, number 39, was in on him.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, half the distance to the wall, first down.
So Tukuafu incurs the personal foul.
Foles, remember last week against Cal, where he had that decision where the ball came back to him and he ended up catching it and trying to throw it again? Kind of reminds you of that as he's rolling to his right. Really didn't see anything there coming to the face mask.
It looked like he had wrapped around a little bit early, with the other hand. That one view indicated that it quite possibly was there. That official had a pretty good look at it. First down and goal. Nothing doing for Nahuko. T.J. Ward brought the hammer.
You gotta love.
Didn't celebrate the hammer this time either.
But T.J. Ward, when he's healthy, remember he had the high ankle against Boise State and he missed 6 games. But when Ward is back there patrolling the middle of that defense, you seem to see more and more big hits coming from the back end.
Second down and goal. Foles on a short drop. Fires to the end zone for the touchdown. An extra point away. And for Kreiner, his 3rd touchdown catch of the night. A breakout night for Jerron Kreiner, the sophomore from Las Vegas.
Great job by Foles. Watch his footwork. Watch his patience. Waiting for Kreiner to work back to the outside. He had a slant initially designed to go back to the middle. It's taken away by 2 defenders. He slides back to the outside, and Foles hangs in there with him.
Does being over 40 make you...
Late on a Saturday night, and the Pac-10 championship is on the line as far as getting in the driver's seat to get to potentially a Pac-10 championship. We wouldn't want it any other way to have a chance to get to the granddaddy of them all, right?
I have done a 3 overtime game involving a team from Arizona, but that was the Phoenix Suns. So we're in the 2nd overtime here tonight, right?
You didn't have the red eyes. You didn't have red eyes.
I didn't. How about you?
No, I'm good. I'm good. You just play all night.
Well, here we are. Oregon State wants the Ducks to win this game tonight, and then they'll play for everything on a Thursday night in Eugene. First down and 10 for Foles. He fakes the flare pass, goes back down incomplete out of the back of the end zone. So Kreiner has been the go-to guy here tonight. Made a leaping catch for his first touchdown, pulled away from everyone for a 71-yarder, and then just moments ago his third touchdown of the game in overtime. So it is now 2nd down and 10. Pressure from the backside. Throws it away, and it'll be 3rd down and 10. And Kenny Rowe, number 58, going to be mentioned on some all Pac-10 teams. He's a junior. He's out of Long Beach, California, and he is a good one.
First down was a throwaway down. They really didn't have much of a chance to execute on that first play. Set up 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10, it was really a one-receiver route. Either Kreiner was going to beat his man, or Foles had to throw the football away. Oregon was able to get pressure, but it was the coverage downfield on Kreiner that forced him into that throw.
Foles, nothing doing. So that was Ferris, Blake Ferris, the senior from San Jose, making the defensive play on Kreiner.
3rd down. Remember, this was a home run earlier. This was a touchdown for Kreiner. They hit it perfectly. It was against a blitz. He got behind the blitz. The lineman got downfield and went all the way for a touchdown. No shot that time.
Alex Zendejas. This is a 41-yarder. Made one from 47, but missed that 24-yarder. So here we go. Slides it in for the field goal. Oregon can win it with a touchdown. Settle for a field goal, and we'll move to the 3rd overtime.
Zendejas being pretty consistent tonight. He's missed one, but that one, not only the distance, but he's been very accurate, especially when the pressure has been on. And now let's see what Jeremiah Masoli and the Oregon offense can do against this pesky Wildcat defense.
Masoli inside the 5-yard line. Strikes on 1st down with Ed Dickson, who caught the tying touchdown pass.
He's right here. They're going to sneak him out on, really, it's almost like a wheel route from a fullback. They get him downfield. Nobody picks him up. They were focused on Mayo on the post to the middle of the field. It opened it up again to the outside for big Ed Dickson.
Will it be Masoli or will it be James? Will it be James or will it be Masoli? James, short of the end zone. A little over a yard away, Kirby, from making a Rose Bowl showdown at home against Oregon State.
The reason Masoli does that each time is he's trying to get a read from upstairs on who they want to option, whether it's the defensive end or a defensive lineman.
2nd and goal. Masoli, he is stopped. It will be 3rd down.
Great job that time. They knew to expect Masoli keeping it as 15. Xavier Kelly lowering the boom right there in the hole. You also saw big Earl Mitchell coming from the backside, but really it was about Xavier Kelly making that read and keeping Masoli out of the end zone.
Masoli, Oregon wins it. The Ducks will play Oregon State in Eugene for the right to go to the Rose Bowl. games fought to the bitter end here tonight. Let's go to Lisa with Coach Kelly.
Thanks, Brent. Chip, what was the key to that game-tying drive at the end of regulation?
You know, I just think Jeremiah Masoli is a hell of a quarterback, and we never, ever think we're out of anything, and we pride ourselves on finishing, and that's what we did. And my hat's out to Arizona. That's one heck of a football team. Mike Stoops does an unbelievable job.
Now, down 10 in the second half, what started to go right for you guys?
You know, we just started making plays. We got a lot of players, and when you play against a good team, you know, you're going to sustain. It's going to be an ebb and a flow, and you know, it was a heck of a football game. Pac-10's a tough league.
All right, thanks. Congratulations.
All right, thanks, Lisa.
Guys.
Sorry about the battle.
Brent, how fitting that it comes down to a play for Masoli to have a chance to lead his team into the end zone for a touchdown and a victory in a hard-fought game. You can see the mutual admiration and respect from both head coaches when they met each other at midfield there. But Masoli fights his way in and leads his team to a come-from-behind victory in a hostile environment here in Tucson. That's a big win.
There have been civil wars in Oregon, but there has not been one as big as the one that is coming up on the night of December 3rd. Oregon and Oregon State.